Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending what part of the world you are. I am so happy and so excited today because I have two of my favorite people in the room, and I love you. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here. I know Jeremy always watches my replays, and I love you for that. Christine, thank you so much for being here. It's been a while, and know that I love you. You're my person, and I always have you in my prayers. And you were always here, but I know life always matters. Like our weekly theme, life matters, and that's where we are today. So we just started, we are on week four of our call. And um I want you all to know that I'm coming up with like different things, and of course, obviously, I try to I learn as I talk. And I think that these calls are so important, not only to everyone that listens to the replays, but also for me. I love it that God has given me the strength to be able to talk and be able to show up here the way I am today. So I was feeling a little mopey. I want to say it is 2:17. I want to okay, so 17 minutes ago. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do the call a little later. And my heart's like, no, why am I doing this? So I go on, and who's there? Bam, Christine. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because you gave me that strength. And a lot of times like we don't think about that. We actually let ourselves just go instead of taking that extra step into, like I was just saying, like listen to the whole sentence in our mind. Leave that maybe alone and get into that main thing that we want to do, because we always wake up with wanting to do, especially like us who like to service people. Um yes, take care of you so you could take care of others. And anyway, so we'll start today. So week four, which I'm so excited. Please, if you have not watched the 4 weeks that passed, I would love it if you did go back and watch the replays. Every video has a worksheet. And what I'm going to do at the end of the series, I'm going to have all these worksheets together, and it's going to be like a book. And it's just things that you could go back and go look into it. You can either train your community, you could talk about, you could make it into anything you want to make it. And on top of it, like, of course, we learn, because I have learned a lot from this. So I'm trying to make it into, we're on volume two, we have volume one. Now we're on volume two, chapter four. So um, this week is going to be on renew. So 10 ways to renew your life by creating better habits. So renewing your life means renewing the habits that shapes your future, your mind, your body, your finances, your relationship, and your purpose. So please grab your coffee, your tea, your favorite drink, whatever it is you want to grab. It is 2 o'clock. So you're allowed to drink whatever you want. Make sure that it's healthy and it's feeling yummy going down. So yay. There goes to the make products. Drinking something healthy is always good. And again, I like it when we are able to just take a deep breath and release all those thoughts and all that, whatever and the other. This is your time. This is you time. This is me time. This is time to be able to just relax and learn. So let's spend the next a few minutes investing in something that no one can take away from you, your personal growth. So that is something that a lot of people out there will try to take from you, but of course, it's ours. Our choice is to keep it and just keep growing. Over the past few weeks, we've been talking about resetting our lives, releasing what was holding us back, and rebuilding our confidence. Today, we move into renewal. Renewal isn't about becoming a different person. It's about becoming the healthiest version of the person God created you to be. And that includes your mindset, your health, your relationships, your finances, which we know that those are like the four things that we are always struggling with. So, because the truth is, life doesn't happen in several boxes. When one area struggles, the others usually feel it too. So if there's something wrong with our finances, that's it. It starts affecting our relationship, our health, our mindset. We start creating those doubts in our minds, and it gets a little, we know it gets a little bit crazy at times. Um, so today we're going to look at 10 habits that can help us renew our lives, one small step at a time. As we always say, one little step at a time, not overwhelming ourselves because that could kind of like ruin the rest of our mindset. So, point number one, start your day with intention. Don't let your phone decide how your day begins. Spend a few quiet moments praying, journaling, reading something positive, or simply breathing before the world starts making demands on your attention. Sometimes, so small beginnings create powerful days. What I've always told my kids is like, listen, before you put your feet down on the ground, take a deep breath. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Make of me who you want me to be. And then, this is what I used to tell my kids. Now I tell my grandchildren. And then, before you put your feet down, fix that bed. And I was telling my grandson yesterday, all you got to do is you do this, and then you put your right foot out and your left foot out, and guess what? Then you sneak out. Now your bed is ready. Now you don't have to fix your bed because you just fixed it before you got on the ground. So, I mean, it sounds like work, but it's funny. Actually, I told my grandchildren that 3 days ago, and today one of them was telling me, at least I tried what you said and it worked pretty good. So now he knows how to do his bed without having to making it work. Now it's cute, it's funny, and his bed is done. So he doesn't have to go back to it. All right, number two, create habits that protect your physical and mental health. Protect your health. Our bodies carry us through every dream we have. Drink more water, take a walk, get enough sleep. Very important. That sleep kind of like gets us through the rest of the day, through the day. Keep your doctor's appointments. Health isn't selfish, it's preparation for your purpose. A lot of times we think that if we have kids, we take care of our kids before we take care of ourselves. And this brings me back to a call that I had earlier today on leadership. If we don't take care of ourselves, then what? Actually, the two calls that I've had today, and then it brings me to this today. We got to take care of ourselves in order to be able to take care of the person that's next to us, whether it's a loved one or not. It's like in the plane, they tell you put your mask on first, then you take care of somebody else. If you don't take care of you, you will not be able to take care of your loved one. Number three, learn something that grows you every day. Feed your mind. The mind is like a garden. Whether you plant every day, eventually grows. Read books, listen to podcasts, learn a new skill. Your future depends on what you're feeding your mind today. And I know a lot of times, for example, when I got laid off, I used to tell my manager, Joe, tell me what makes your life easier. And I don't think I think he lost track of everything that I was doing, but I kept learning and learning and learning. And you know what? Yes, I was laid off, but I learned a lot in the company that I was in. So I have that with me and it feels good knowing things. And yeah, it was frustrating at one time. And then when I was laid off, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? But it's okay. It is what it is. Things kind of like play out the way they're supposed to. So as much as you can learn, and if you look at it as a it doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to learn what I have in hand because I'm going to be taking that with me. So learn everything. Feed your mind as much as you can because that's also exercise. The brain is a muscle that you need to use. If you don't use it, you lose it. So, number four, build one financial habit that creates freedom. Money is one of the biggest sources of stress for any family. Most of us were never taught how to create financial peace. Maybe your habit is you start saving a little a week, uh, tracking your spending, learning a new skill, creating additional income streams, paying off debts one step at a time. Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight, honestly. Don't we all know that? It grows from consistent habits. So if you learn how to save a little, you know, weekly, even if it's $5, when you're able to save that 10 is going to go in there. If you look into my classroom, there's spreadsheets in there that you are able to organize your finances. I'm huge on that. I have spreadsheets for everything, but finances is what showed me how to make spreadsheets for everything else. So organizing what you pay weekly, what you pay monthly, whatever is extra, take your statement from the bank, transfer it over, and organize that. Because knowing how to organize where your money, how your money's coming in and how it's going out, helps you decide what you're going to do with your finances. That is very, very important because it is true. Finances is one of the biggest stress that we could deal with. Then it ruins everything else. Number five, renew your relationship with time. Protect your time. Every yes is a no to something else. Ask yourself, is this helping me build the life I want or simply keeping me busy? If somebody comes and asks you, Christine, can you do this? Jeremy, can you do that? You have to kind of like take a deep breath and see if this contributes to what you want to do. Is it something that I'm going to learn? Okay, I'll help. Okay, I'll do. But sometimes we get too busy doing things for somebody else and leaving our stuff behind. So protect your time. This way you're able to do what you want to do. Point number six, surround yourself with people who inspire growth. This is huge. Choose people who encourage growth. No, don't push anybody away because that's not what we do. But if there is someone in your life that inspires that growth, hey, give them an extra smile. Spend more time with people who give you that positive feeling. Communities matter, conversations matter. The voice around us often becomes the voice inside of us. So, whether the voices around us are good or bad, those voices we take in and then we bring it out in ourselves. So, it is important that, okay, we have negative people in our lives. Sometimes we don't have a choice. And it's good to have some of those in our life. But we do need to know when to like shut them out and have the positive people around us. This way we could be inspired to move forward and keep on going. Number seven, organize your environment for success. Create an environment that supports success. that's where we are all at. We all want to be successful, more so because of what we want to do. Sometimes peace begins by cleaning one room, organizing one desk, creating piece, one peaceful corner where you can think and dream. Like Stephanie, she has a chair where she sits, and that's a prayer chair. Your environment influences your habits. So make sure that your success, if you have something in mind that you want to do and you're finding yourself a little bit like, oh my God, can I do this? Clean your desk. Cleaning your desk and your surroundings will encourage for you to work on that plan that you have. And I think that's true. And I know this is going to sound a little weird, but I'm weird anyway. Well, I don't know what normal is, but we'll have that one thing. When I clean my car feels like it drives better. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Having it clean outside and having it clean inside is just like such a smoother drive. It's just incredible. I know. I know it's a little bit weird, but I've always, since I was very young, I think my brother made me think that. Number 8, practice gratitude before focusing on problems. Practice gratitude daily. Even on difficult days, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude doesn't ignore problems. It simply refuses to let problem become the whole story. So that's one of those things that you could do in the morning before you stretch your sheet and your legs to fix that bed. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Yes, make of me who you want to be, who you want me to be. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for my children. Thank you for being, having me, giving me a job. A lot of people don't thank God for their job. It's like when I was very young and I had to work 3 jobs, I was a single mom. And I already had a big house in New York. My bills were over 5,000 a month. I think about that and I'm like, wow, how did I do that? Well, I had 3 jobs and I had God on my side. I used to tell my mom, Mommy, I don't know how I did it this month. And she's like, you don't? Well, first of all, you're working 3 jobs. And second of all, there's a man upstairs that's taking care of you. God is always looking out. And she used to say, why don't you just like let one of those jobs go? At least one of them. I had a full time and I had two part times. Collections full time for an attorney, and I did cleaning after work and on weekends. And I used to tell her, Ma, at least I have 3. There are people that don't have any. There are people that can't find work. I found 3. So I'm lucky. And to me, that was my USA or my excuse to work the 3. But I needed to work 3 jobs anyway because I was taking care of my kids. So alone. So, it was a lot in New York. So, number 9, replace one habit with one life-giving habit. Instead of trying to change everything, choose one habit, one improvement, one promise to yourself. Small changes repeated daily becomes extraordinary transformations. So one little habit that you decide to change, like, okay, instead of waking up at 7, I'm gonna wake up at 6:30 and I'm gonna start my walk. I'm gonna put my sneakers by the bed because once I put my sneakers by the bed, I know I'm taking and I put them on, I know I'm going for that walk. Showing gratitude once I open my eyes, and thank God for allowing for me to see my ceiling, fixing my bed and putting my sneakers on before I brush my teeth. Okay, it sounds like a lot because we get too heavy to do certain things, but it's not impossible as long as we create that into a habit that we do every day. Number 10, remember that small daily habits create extraordinary lives. It's almost the same, but renew your vision. Remember why you started. What kind of life are you trying to build? What legacy do you want your children, your grandchildren, your loved ones to remember? Renew your vision often because when your vision stays alive, your motivation returns. So a lot of times we forget that vision. This is why it is so important and so useful to have that vision board. And so hard to make a vision board today, especially if we want to do old school, getting magazines and clipping out, because that's what I remember. I've been telling Tony, okay, we have to do a vision board. But where are we going to get magazines from? And I want for us to just go through the little struggle. I love, okay. So I hope everybody's looking at the vision board and you can see Christine's vision board. I love that, Christine. That is beautiful. So I've been trying to think of where am I going to get magazines just to put in the work. And I thought of the Salvation Army or Goodwill. They got to have some kind of magazines. I told my mother-in-law to save magazines, but all she gets is cooking books. I don't want food. I was looking through her magazines this past weekend. They all have food. And yes, we could print it from online because that's what Tony said, but that's a lot of ink, I think. I don't know. But maybe Christine could share with us where and how she did that. Because that's definitely, and you know what? I do scrapbooking. I have so many stamps and so many stickers. I just kind of remember that. That's actually an idea. So I want you all to please keep in mind that renewing yourself. Okay, she's showing vision. Okay, I don't see that, Christine. You can share. You're unmuted.
It's a complete vision board kit that I found at the bookstore because I searched and searched and searched
Okay,
for magazines and I couldn't find any. So let me see.
I
I
love
can't
that.
see my screen. So see, it's a vision
Yes.
board, and it. I wasn't like totally enamored with what was in this one, but some of that came from that. But it basically gives you like all of these cards, and
Oh,
then there's like
nice. Okay.
different like pictures and backgrounds, and there's letters, and then there's like all of this stuff. And
I love it.
I just got a glue stick from the dollar store, and I mean I could probably fancy that board up a little bit. And then those trifold boards you just get at the Dollar Tree
Uh-huh,
for
uh-huh.
$1.25. They have all different sizes of those trifold boards.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. But you see what I just did? We sometimes find things impossible and so difficult that we say, I'll find it tomorrow, and bam, there he goes. Christine already
Amazon.
just, no more excuses. It has to get done because it is something that is it's important to know where we're heading. It's important to know what we want. And having it there in front of us all the time, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I have no excuse why not to do my vision board because Christine just gave us a whole like there she had it already. No more excuses. Here it is. So thank you much, Christine, for doing that. And I do have that in as a workshop in my community, in school, in the classroom, and I do have to kind of um do that. Maybe when I do mine, I'll do it that we could do some kind of workshop together. I think that would be amazing to do because it's very encouraging. So I want to leave you with one thought today. Renewal isn't something we do once a year. It's something we choose every single day, every healthy meal, every encouraging conversation, every dollar saved, walk, prayer, book, boundaries. Those little decisions become the life we're creating. So this week, I want to challenge you to choose one new habit and commit to it for 7 days. So not 10, not 12, just one day, just one, just one habit that you want to change. Mine, I'm going to create that vision board. So consistency beats perfection every time. Uh, and that's one of the things that I think a lot of humans have a problem with. I do. So, and I'm not ashamed to say that it is bad. It's bad because I know that's my problem. So I need to work on becoming a little bit more consistent, especially doing my content and going out there. As far as my call, God has given me the strength to show up, and I enjoy doing this. So I'm consistent doing this because I am here for you. I am here to help and make you and make me see that it is possible. So we are a blessing to each other. And I want you all to remember that. Um, I have a little motivation quote here because when life matters, every choice matters, every habit matters, every relationship matters, every step forward matters. And most important, you matter. So this is chapter 4. So I changed my midweek empowerment to Maria's living room. And I'm going to tell you why I chose that. Um, I feel that the topics that I've been talking about for the past weeks, um, they're more like life, they're actually real life matter situations. And I've been kind of like, it's been kind of going into my heart that, wow, you know what? These are conversations that we have when we sit back. We talk about our finances, our health, our growth in faith, and all these things that are life situations. And why not make it a living room chat? I want everyone to be comfortable when they listen to these recordings, when they are here, when I know that a lot of times we sit back and we're just listening to we're doing things as we listen, and we're comfortable. I want everyone to be comfortable and be able to bring in conversations and just situations that builds you, that makes you grow and become that person that you want to be. So your life matters, your health matters, your relationships matter. We have a topic we're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about our health, we're going to talk about financial future matters, because our lives matter, and that's what we're here for. So I hope that you make it to tomorrow, Maria's living room call, where we are going to continue this conversation together. So tomorrow we are going to have three of the 10 that we have here. We're going to pick three and we're going to deep dive in them. And don't forget, so when your mind grows, your habits change. When your habits change, your health improves. When your health improves, you have the strength to build financial freedom. And when you find financial freedom, you gain more time for the people who matter the most, because these are life matters. So thank you very much for being here. Please find the worksheet that's going together with this. We are going to have a worksheet, to create a workbook at the end of the series. So any questions, any comments, please feel free to chat.
Is your call tomorrow on your calendar? Because you know, if it's not on my calendar, it's not going to happen.
It is in my calendar.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
So
add it
thank
to
you
mine.
for showing up. I love you.
I love you too.
Jeremy, thank you so much for being here. And I'm just going to stop the recording.
Hey.